Tunnel Talk and No Facts, All Feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
How are you doing this week, girls?
Good. Well, it's hot. just kidding.
What listeners don't know is that for a very normal reason, before the podcast started, Leah was like, oh yeah, and by the way, how's the weather been there? And it turned out it was for a normal reason, but I thought she was just being like, I know I can't ask on the pod. So I gotta get this in before recording.
Need to know.
Can I get a weather check?
Need a weather check.
Can somebody just do some small talk with me?
Make me comfortable for once?
Leah, I think we try.
We try. Did you guys know that there is an Office spin-off currently available on Peacock? Yes.
Is it good?
Well, here's the thing. I learned about it from Pop Culture Happy Hour, where they explicitly said it's mid, quote.
Okay, all right.
They were like, and, you know, it's an Office spin-off, and it's a mockumentary format, and there's, like, a heterosexual white couple that, you know, it's just, like, it's The Office, basically. Which all of those things are repulsive to me in 2025. I'm like, I was just saying before the pod, actually, weirdly, that I, like, basically, I was so into The Office while it was airing that I can't watch it anymore kind of thing, and, like, and I feel like as a society, we should move away from the mockumentary format in general.
I think if you're not going to do something new with it, then you need to think about why you're using it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's a good reason, sure. But I think Abbott Elementary might be better if it wasn't doing that format.
That is a good honestly. And that's a hot take, and I like it.
Thank you.
Spicy.
Yeah, so I went into the paper, I was like, I'm going to turn this on and I bet I'll hate it immediately and turn it off because they already said it wasn't very good and like all these things that I hate. But I had a very pleasant time with my expectations set that low, and I watched the whole thing in like 2 days, and it was pretty fun. So, you know.
Okay. That's a new, I think I'm just collecting. Somebody had said before I think you could watch it, something happened with its rollout where someone that I know, maybe in one of our shared spaces, was like, this must be really bad if that's what if that's how they're rolling it out. Then I got an email from the AV Club being like, the paper is transcendent. What an amazing comedy. And I was like, okay, who paid you? I know there's no money in online entertainment writing, so I'm sure you got paid off. But now I hear it's perfectly serviceable. Yeah. So I've got 3 distinct data points, and I can't wait to watch it and find out for myself.
Yeah, just set your expectations really low, and you'll kind of love it. Like, I think I maybe loved it, but it's not good. I mean, it's not. No. It's like they were saying it was like the Rocky, like, first. I got very defensive when they were like, after having watched it, because they were like, it's mid. I'm like, can people not have a slightly shaky first season of a comedy anymore?
You almost have to.
You have to. You can't hit the gear until you gotta have a first pancake.
You know, some of the greats, of course, do hit it first time, but a lot of comedies, you gotta give them some time to figure out what they are.
You gotta, find out those characters, what they're doing. And Oscar from The Office is the one character that's a constant, which I wasn't real excited about because when I've seen him in other things, I haven't found him very good. But he's great in that one character. So.
Well, good for him. I'm glad he gets to be there, and I'll certainly watch it.
Have you seen him in a lot of other things?
No, just like I feel like a few like random comedy movies in the past 15 years where he like was kind of going pretty broad is my memory, but I couldn't name the comedy, I'll tell you that. So
I assumed he was one of like the writers who got pulled in front of the camera, and so as soon as the Office ended, went right back. Yeah,
no, he was not. I was a pretty big fan, so I'm very aware of who all the writers were, including the ones who weren't on screen, which is so embarrassing.
No, we've all loved things, Anne.
Yeah, we've all loved things.
What's his face? John Krasinski.
Yeah.
What's he up? So he's just in like Jack Ryder TV shows now, basically.
Which is crazy, right?
That's
like
insane.
He plays like cool CIA guys. It's like that's not right.
What do you think is going on with him psychologically that he left The Office and like he was so appealing in a certain, well, not at the end of it, but you know, at a certain moment. And then it's like, he was just like, you know what I must do? I guess it's probably, you know, it's like, it's hard to be a man in society. He said,
we've always said this.
Yeah, we've always said this.
Being a man actor, it's so much harder than being a woman actor.
He said, I have no choice. I have to get mega jacked and play a CIA agent. And otherwise, I have no worth as a human being.
I know. He also, like, I feel like in an interview, he said, like, very complimentary things about the CIA in a way that was like, John Krasinski, I think maybe you should look into the history of the CIA a little bit. Sure.
That's so funny because it's like, you basically don't have to know anything about the CIA to know that you shouldn't say compliment. You can know just, like, one thing and be like, you know what, I'm going to hold off on saying anything too nice about that.
I know. It's like, talk to a Latin American, like, one time. I don't know. You might hear some things.
Wow. Well, I'll check it out. Is that what's making you happy?
No, it's actually not, but it did make me it made me happy. I can't hold, like, with my full chest, like, recommend it, but
no.
But, you know, if you want a moderately good time and you love Peacock, as I now apparently do, everything I watch is on Peacock. I'm a huge Peacock head. There it is.
There's almost nothing that's, like, so good these days that you can recommend it with your full pussy, you know, like,
it's very true. Yeah,
almost everything is like, this is good enough.
We're all just looking for that content to fill.
I'm just waiting for season 2 of The Pit at this point. I know I'm not getting Vampire Interview with the Vampire till next year, so I'm just.
I don't know why I was so positive you were going to finish that sentence of the Vampire Diaries.
It's because I started saying it and realized I couldn't remember the name of the show, and I was about to say the Vampire Diaries.
I would have loved so much
if
you had said, "I know we're not getting another season of the Vampire Diaries," and I was like, "Yeah, Ellie, we're definitely not." Yeah, I don't know why you thought you were.
Hopefully fully sailed. Also, I did rewatch The Pit lately, and it's like, in a way, I loved it so much, especially the later back half of the season while it was airing. But when you rewatch it, those clunky parts really do stand out to you again.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know.
Well, you know what? But that's appointment television is kind of like, it's got to grab you in the moment in a way where you can't get away. And that doesn't always hold up to repeated viewings.
It's true.
But
It's true.
I need 10 to 12 weeks where one night a week I know that I'm not going to be able to take my eyes off the screen.
I know.
And Tony, you don't always do it for me.
No, you try, but
well, some weeks I don't know. But this was a good week. I'm sorry, Tony. Tony, I shouldn't yell at you this week. This was a good week. And what's making you happy?
So have you guys read the book Piranesi by Susanna Clarke?
I never read it.
I don't think so.
I just finished it like a couple of days ago. My brother recommended it while they were out here, and I really loved it. It's such a weird book. It's very, like, dreamy. It's very strange. You shouldn't know anything about it going into it. It's just like you start on a guy who lives in an extremely huge house where it's just like series of rooms, like colonnades full of statues. And there's, in the upper level, there's clouds, and in the lower level, the ocean is coming in, and there's tides and stuff, and you're just like, what's happening here? And it was a ton of fun.
Mama just took it out from the library.
Oh my God, she's on it. I should look and see if I can get the audiobook. You know, I've always meant to read it, but I think I have, you know, you guys know that sometimes I get a little block when it's like I like something too much, and then I'm just like, I can't. I'm, like, scared to engage with it anymore. I loved Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell so much, and I had such a transcendent experience of reading it where not transcendent, it's kind of crazy. Over the years, I tried to read it, like, 5 times, just the first 50 pages, and it got to that point where it's like you remember too much to enjoy it at all, but not enough that you can skip them. And then one day, it's like I got to page 51 and was just like, oh, this book is so good. And then just, like, couldn't stop reading it. I was on a road trip. My poor friend kept being like, can you talk to me in the car? we're driving through all of Nova Scotia. Could you put your book down and talk to me? And it was like, no.
See, that makes me feel better because I also, like, have not read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I know it's supposed to be really good. I tried to read it when it came out, and I think in a way having to read the physical book was a detriment because you can't take that thing anywhere. It's so huge. And I read like probably the first 50 pages and never got locked in. But now I'm going back to it. I started it today. So.
Yeah, you got to get over the hump. It's good to know there is a hump. It's very real. Yeah. Don't listen to anyone who tells you there isn't. You got to get past it.
And Piranesi also has a hump. Just FYI, like, it really locks in at a certain point. Okay. You're like, oh my God, but yeah.
And with the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell like ebook, I really do think the footnotes situation is much better.
Yes.
Like it's much more satisfying to click the little like number, get taken, and then pop back.
Yeah. I think the ebook is gonna work for me much better. So
I'm excited to hear what you think, because it really is like, it's just kind of, sometimes somebody writes something like that because it's so long and it's like really does just nail a certain tone. It's the same way that I felt about, like a little bit the same way I felt about the Historians by Elizabeth Kostova, where it's just like, it's crazy that you just wrote this.
Yeah, right.
Like you just like worked on this for 10 years and you just like straight up wrote this? That's wild. Good for you. Wow. Wish it were me.
Check out the Historians too.
Oh my God, it's so, but it's another one where it's like, I got I can't even get it. I got like overloaded with how much I loved it. So good. Wow, that's a really good one. I'm going to, if my phone were near me, I would also be on Libby, my favorite app.
Such a good app.
Such a good app.
Again, that was Pure Nisi by Susanna Clark.
And that's what's making her happy. And now a message from our sponsors. Well, I got to catch up. It's a good reminder. They don't actually do that, but I got to catch up on Pop Culture Happy Hour.
Yeah. You can hear them tell you that the paper is mid, and they're not wrong, but
I want to hear it from them anyway. I like knowing what they think.
Got to. Yeah.
Hey. Just want them to have a little walking around money. Okay, should we get down to the wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. The Callis family came out and took turns talking on Collision. Tony Schiavone and Don Callis were in matching maroon bellhop suits. I'm really tracking these maroon suits now. Every time I see one, I think, how many of you dress this way? How many of you came dressed this way? And how many of you had a significant other who told you to? So Don went first. His message was, I love my tall gay son, Kyle Fletcher. I love him way more than my old son, Kenny Omega. I hate Kenny Omega. I love Kyle Fletcher. Then Josh Alexander got the mic for some reason, and he said, my dad, Don Callis, doesn't love me as much as he loves any of his other sons, but that doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it, and I love him a lot anyway.
He weirdly looked more normal when he was talking than he ever has in, like, even, like, not just out of the ring. Like, I feel like when he's, like, standing next to Don Callis during promos, I often still think he looks super weird, but something about, like, the way he was talking, like, his voice was normal, and, like, I was like, oh, there's somebody in here.
There's one normal thing about him.
Leah's pushing back the curtains to peer at Josh Alexander. Like, I see a man back there. He's a normal man.
I'm pushing back the curtains of his headgear and his no eyebrows.
Should there be this might be a little too crazy for AEW, just crazy enough for our pumps for us. Kind of like a sensual scene where somebody like undresses Josh Alexander and just like touches his face and says, "You look normal."
You know what I was picturing is that scene in Hook where the Lost Boy is like poking at Peter, and then he pushes his eye bags up, and then he goes, "There you are, Peter." I'm drawing eyebrows on Josh Alexander and going, "There you are, Josh."
Josh, did you know you could get eyebrows tattooed on? Something to think about.
Something I only associate with the grandmother from the Princess Diaries.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where I learned about it.
Oh, people don't give Meg Cabot enough credit for being an educator. Okay?
It's so true.
Some of us learned almost everything we know from Meg Cabot books. And she isn't respected.
I know.
Okay,
Do you think that the text of these promos from Don Callis, where he's constantly talking about Kyle Fletcher, that Kyle Fletcher's 26, and here he's talking about how he's traded Kenny in for Kyle Fletcher, do you think it is just younger model situation?
It's a breeding thing for sure.
It's a breeding thing for sure.
Yeah.
I had to put Kenny out to pasture because he didn't work right anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's like sometimes when your wife or girlfriend turns 25, you have to...
Yeah. Said, well, I was telling Kenny for many years that I wasn't ready for children, and then he aged out, unfortunately, but I'm ready now, so I have Kyle Fletcher. Amazing stuff.
We also have to talk about the fact that Kyle Fletcher is doing his own weird sexual dynamics by dressing up as his father.
Yeah, explain some of what is he wearing these days?
He's now wearing flashy Miami-ish suits and little tiny glasses.
The cut matches Don Callis.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know it because you look at those, you look at the hem of the pants, and you're just like, that's not right. Yeah. That isn't right. For you at your size?
When they walked out together on Dynamite, it was like, oh, yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they're walking with the exact same, like Kyle Fletcher's holding himself unnaturally like Don Callis, and he was like walking with the like slow stride, and like, I'm like, now what's happening?
He's doing something with his face when he has those, because it's like, how could it just be the glasses? He looks like a different man to a degree that I'm like, okay, Clark Kent, like they were right. You wouldn't be able to tell.
I had a coworker once who, like, having glasses on dramatically changed his face, and we were in, like, a training class, and the trainer, like, made him take it off and, like, demonstrate, and it was, like, really startling. I was like, maybe the Clark Kent thing is just a specific kind of face, and we've all been making fun of it for 50 years. And
yeah, I believe it. I actually believe it. But I also I think I have a little bit of facial blindness, because I'm kind of like, anyone could be Clark Kent to me. Like, if I'm not expecting you, I don't know who you are, for sure. I'm always surprised when people are like, I saw X person and recognized him. How?
I mean, that's a disease that all three of us have when someone comes out, like, with music and Titron. We're like, who's that? Someone gonna say? Is commentary gonna say who that is?
You know, I finally started listening to Blank Check. Do either of you guys listen to it?
I haven't, no.
It is really good. It's very fun to listen to. And I of course, have been listening to all the Spielberg episodes because, it's the year of the Spiel.
You're a super fan, yeah.
I'm a super fan. And you guys ever look at pictures of him when he was making Jaws, like what a little hunk he was?
He kind of was a hunk when he was young.
Hottie.
Yeah, with the beard and the baseball cap. I don't know.
Just a crazy hottie. Anyway, but they all have the personality where they're just like, I always know a fact. I always know a fact to say, and everything I say confidently. And it's, for some reason, and this is a lot of people on podcasts, but for some reason when I was listening to them this week, I was just like, wow, this is the opposite of our podcast experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing if we manage to produce one fact per episode.
Yeah.
And we're so proud of ourselves if we do.
Yeah. I know.
And even
then we're like, it could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like 80% sure.
Yeah. Even when we're right, we're not saying it confidently.
No.
It's a sign of intellectual humility, and I think it speaks well of us.
I agree.
Can I say something else that speaks well of us?
Yeah.
Did you know that we're 2 sentences into this schedule?
I think we're doing great. To move us along, and for some reason, me and Anne just keep being like, and another thing.
I endorse it. I'm not pushing back. It's just like kind of amazing because I look at the schedule sometimes and I'm like, I think we could speed through this a little too fast. But I like that I get in here and you guys say not on my watch.
Maybe we did do too long of a pre-pod chit-chat time with too many digressions and we just got into some bad habits.
We're too comfortable.
We got too warmed up.
We're
so
hot,
important
baby.
that we be a little bit cold when the pod starts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do you guys know, this is just another digression though, do you guys know that Spotify now, have you noticed this, is doing, like we do timestamps for our podcast. Spotify is doing AI timestamps. And when you read what it comes up with, I will send you a screen cap.
God.
You will say, that's not helpful. Nobody should use that.
I'm kind of proud, though, that we can't be summed up by AI. Like, there is no artificial intelligence equipped to make sense of what we're up to.
Yeah, just send out the notes from this meeting Zoom. Just try it.
I gotta see. Let me read you some of these. Anne's return and Fall's mental clarity. John Moxley's mysterious backstage whispers.
What?
Everyone must contribute to the non-Callis hole.
Okay, well, that one's good.
That one's right. Then Don Callis' busy matchmaking service for men. Alex Windsor's pissed off little woman remark. It's like, is it stuff that technically came up? Yes, but is it completely useless? Like, it's like the reason that
not quite the topic sentence of the segment.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Alex
The
Winter's
Elite's joyful
pissed off.
reunion and Kenny's vacation.
That was our tone, I think. Yeah.
Oh, what a useless technology.
I'm so glad that we're going to kill the planet and a lot of people are going to lose jobs for it.
It totally
Yeah.
fucking rocks.
So
Okay,
good.
well, should we get to sentence 3? Okay. Josh Alexander was like, Hangman, you beat me before, but I'm going to fight you on Wednesday, and I'm definitely going to win, and I'm going to look dignified the whole time. Now, hold on to that. And then Don Callis places a very creepy proprietary hand on his belt/belly, so he might be bred.
He's bred up.
He's Gregnet also.
He's pregnant. It's a catching fever. He is pregnant. And Kyle is like, I'm always going to be the TNT champ, but I think I'll get another belt too. I'd love to get another belt. And Mark Briscoe, I might fight you. I guess I have to fight you too. And then the crowd is chanting, "Put some socks on. Put some socks on."
I watched this clip just before recording because my little tradition is on Thursday nights. Before our podcast, I sit down and watch Chai Mothboy's thing. So I didn't realize that this started on Collision. I thought that they just spontaneously did it on Dynamite, and I was like, I love this crowd, but I like to hear that they're workshopping things on Collision.
And in fairness, whenever it happened, it was spontaneous and deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
These Philly crowds, my God.
They've been so loud. It's like, good for you guys. Like, Philly,
I know.
really, they have some talents, you know, and that's
So true. So true. Qualified compliment.
I'm like, can we stay here another month? I really like them.
They honestly, it's been a great residency. And I heard that Eric Bischoff agrees. I actually don't know what
that's a name we shouldn't know, but somehow we do.
It's fucked up. Well, luckily, I don't actually know what he said. I know that there was a clickbait headline saying that he was complimenting AEW, and I know that probably when you clicked in, it would be an underhanded compliment. Eric, I heard that you can't manage money, so shut up.
Eric, after you drove that promotion into the ground, I don't think you should have any criticism.
Yeah, that one promotion that you drove into the ground that we all know. Could have been ECW.
I think WCW, but of course I'm
Could have been
only
WCW.
80% confident.
Could have been Rocky Mountain Wrestling.
Could have been.
It was a territory, I'd say.
Promotions that we need. No. TNA? Could have been TNA.
Could have been the Big Rock Candy Mountain. I don't know. I don't know where you operate, Eric. Okay. Hey guys, nobody come tell us what Eric Bischoff did. Because I know you don't think we want to know.
You're going to come into our channel and say, "Oh, girls, here's a helpful little comment. Guess
Not
what?
on
We don't
this
care."
Not on this one.
The less we know about Eric Bischoff, the better.
Please
We already know too
preserve our
much.
innocence. It's disgusting that we know that name. We don't.
We
need
may never go to
details.
heaven because we know this. Well, with
At the pearly gates, St. Peter is being like, "Guys, okay, I have some questions. Eric Bischoff." And
do you just do you recognize the name Eric Bischoff? You make a little face. He goes down.
Yep, out of here.
Purgatory
we can't
at
have
the
that in
very
here.
least.
Yep. Go to purgatory until that gets scrubbed out of you. Okay.
We have to purge that out of you before.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can't have that up top. No.
You need to go down there. You need to cover yourself in oil, and you need to rake it off with a knife. Okay, and then maybe you can come back. And it's normal that I said that, and we're 5 sentences in. And again,
We're 23 minutes into this podcast and 5 sentences into the schedule. It's fine.
And I'm like, should we discuss Roman bathing?
I love that you brought up Roman bathing, and I was about to identify what it was and be impressed that you referenced it. And then I was like, we're 5 sentences in, so
We're 5 sentences in, but at the same time, like, Anne, you got anything to say about it?
I mean, it's a wild thing to do, but you kind of want to try it when you hear about it, right?
Yeah, it sounds cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I want to do it with a kitchen knife.
Yeah, maybe. Did you ever watch the show Rome?
No, I didn't, but I saw
actually-
some of the promos.
Yeah. Well, someone on that is doing a Roman bath full frontal naked, and it was the guy from the one serial killer show where he had a cult. Anyway, he's pretty hot. And
Cult?
you see his full dick. His first name's James, I think. James Rome.
James. Let's stay on this for a while. I don't know how to keep going.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not you. It's all of us tonight. It's all of us. Okay. Hey, girls. Look me in my eyes.
Purefoy. James Purefoy.
I don't know that man. What's the show?
He's on Rome and then...
With the cult.
Well, I haven't gotten that far into
And Google faster. Please, I know it doesn't work anymore, but please. And get on his IMDb now.
I Googled James Rome, and you will be surprised to hear that didn't get me right to him. Good God, how long ago was the show? The Following.
I don't know that one.
I've never heard of that. It was like on FX or something. It wasn't a good show. It was quite a bad show.
I would guess that you didn't know this show because the fact that she said a serial killer who had a cult and you didn't know it, I don't know why.
That could be anything. that could be any number of shows I've watched. That could be The Mentalist. One of my favorite shows. That could be any show. I'm like, what was Buffy if not about a serial killer with a following? You know, it's every show, kind of.
You're not wrong.
Guys,
you want to try first? You want to try for sentence number 6?
Sentence 6. Look me in my eyes right now.
What's Josh Alexander doing? What's he up to?
I want us to lock in together.
Okay, I'm locking in. Locking in.
Girls, let's lock in. What is Josh Alexander doing? Oh, he challenged Hangman to a fight. No, that's Kyle. We already talked about Josh and Kyle.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I was back in sentence 3.
Kyle Fletcher challenged Hangman to a match at All Out. Now, pause. I thought he was fighting Mark Briscoe at All Out. That's not happening, though. Mark Briscoe's fighting MJF at All Out?
Yeah.
He's fighting MJF, I think. Yeah.
Mark Briscoe has his fingers in a few too many pies for me right now.
People did complain that Mark Briscoe, didn't he give a promo where he was like, I think MJF was talking shit about me, but I don't care about that. I care about Kyle Fletcher, but like, not yet. Like,
I think we all might need to keep our eyes on the prize a little more right now. Okay.
Lock in, Mark Briscoe. Look me in my eyes. Lock in.
Lock in. Did you
guys too many pay-per-views. If we had one pay-per-view a quarter, everyone could lock in.
That's so true.
Yeah, but then my bank wouldn't think a pay-per-view is a recurring expense, and wouldn't that be a loss? Something that really happened. It thinks it should be an automated expense. My bank is like, you pay for this so often. It's the only thing it identified as a recurring expense. I have actual recurring expenses.
Your bank is like, do you want to just send Tony a
Set up an
Zelle?
auto pay? Yeah,
Just
straight
a
in
little
Venmo to
money.
Tony
Yeah, why
Khan.
not? Let's send the billionaire. You know what? You're right. Whether I'm watching the pay-per-view or not, let's send the billionaire a little walking around money. He deserves it. Do you guys think it's troubling that Kyle said his catchphrase, say my full name, a phrase I still don't understand, but no one in this DCF segment said this contributes to whole, you need to contribute to whole.
Yeah. It doesn't contribute to whole that they didn't say it. I mean,
it's crazy to me that Don Callis tweeted that, but did not seem to, because he didn't even reply to tweets about it or in any way acknowledge it. I don't think that I don't think that Don Callis realized that he said something incredibly iconic.
Somebody tell him. I know that one of you listeners, it's a small world in wressling. One of you has access to Don Callis.
Yeah,
just reach out and say, did you know you're an icon?
Yeah,
did you know you're like the Babadook, basically?
The Babadook.
You're a gay icon.
Gay icon, yeah.
Okay, paragraph 2. Okay, so then Hangman and Josh Alexander opened Dynamite with a match in which Hangman looked so hunky, and Josh Alexander, now here I've said I want to talk about his head. I had never noticed this before, to the extent that I did in this match, and then when I went back and watched his promo on Collision, it was right there for me to see. What happens to his head when he's exerting himself is like nothing I've ever seen on any other bald man. It gets so red and so veiny, and it's pulsating. Like, it's like there's an alien mind in there trying to get out. It's like, it's too hot in here, Josh. I have to be free.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for not saying that while it was happening so that I didn't clock it.
You will next time. I promise you will next time, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's so busy up there. Okay, so then, and that's the match, basically. It's just Josh's head and Hangman's beautiful body.
So you're just like, ooh, I'm so revved up, and then, oh, God, no, I'm
Titillated,
not.
frightened. Titillated, frightened. That's most of wrestling, I think.
Yesterday, I was looking for something in our channel, and I found this conversation that we had where we saw someone somewhere, possibly on Twitter, like having a debate with themselves about whether it's possible to achieve Hangman's body naturally. And I was just thinking about that as I was watching him, where I was like, how could you not? Like, look at him. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like completely naive, but like
No.
at the same time, I'm like, look at that body. That is a perfect.
I think what you
perfect
have to
homegrown
say,
body.
at the very least, is that it's like a body that seems like it could be real. I don't pretend to know everything.
Well,
but
a lot of it, too, is, like, the genetic gifts of just his frame. Like, he's proportioned correctly for his frame. And, like, maybe the muscles have some help. Like, he's on television. And
We
he's
don't
the world
know.
champ, whatever. But even when they're not, his body is still crazy hunky.
And he's never tried to show me an 8-pack. And I have to say that's very rare. And it's not something I take for granted. I thank you. I thank you, Hangman. I thank you that you've never tried to show me you on a cut day. Because I don't want to see it.
No,
Yeah.
the attraction.
I've never seen a vein.
Right.
Thank you.
God.
The attraction of Hangman is that you could look at him and believe that he got that body from mucking out a stable. Like, whether or not he did, you can believe it.
You can
Kyle
believe
Fletcher
it.
cannot say that.
Yeah.
Certainly not. Oh, God, no. No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. Very few bodies we see on wrestling TV. Do you think, like, that could be a wild, a pasture-raised body? You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I could go back in time like Outlander and see that body. Like, yeah.
You can't even say that of the Outlander man's body.
No, you
Hangman
shouldn't.
should be the Outlander man.
Yeah. I mean, a real missed opportunity. Yeah. He should
Brand
be on
new
Harlequin
opinion
covers.
that I'll take to my grave.
Across the country. Brand new opinion. I meant this opinion 5 minutes ago, but I would die for it.
If anything happened to this opinion, I would kill all of you and then myself. And here, insert the AI being like, Hangman having Outlander's body.
Listen,
Oh my God.
listeners, I know it's a small world. If any of you have connections with Harlequin romance or Outlander,
Hangman really should be. I know that they probably are just AIing them all now, but it's like Hangman should be posing for Harlequin covers. And in the 70s or whatever, he would have made mint.
Yeah. He's got a real 70s body. I mean, when he had
Perfect
the
70s body.
mustache, it really showed you. Yeah.
Why did we ever change from that? Don't you miss seeing those? Don't you miss seeing? That's the thing when you watch a lot of Spielberg. We've talked about it before. We're 2 paragraphs in. When you watch a lot of Spielberg and you see those just normal, sexy, normal people.
Yeah.
Sexy fucking hotties, normal.
Yeah. And when you go even farther back, like when you're in black and white movies and you see the male bodies without a shirt, you're like, how is this legally allowed to be in the movies? Because it's like such a normal body, you know?
I saw a tweet literally yesterday that was like, do you think the men from Jaws explored each other's bodies in that boat? And I was like, I'm thinking it now.
Honestly,
Love to go back and watch it.
If I've watched the movie, yeah, I've probably thought it. You know, it's like that's the number one thing. Anyone who's on screen, I'm like, have they explored each other's bodies? I just like to check. Just want to know.
Now that we're going into winter again, we really need to put Jaws on our movie night list.
We need to round up a nice little list of movies.
Yeah,
with which
ones. We got to watch
to
AI
entertain.
too because I've never seen it.
Oh, and
I know.
yes, my queen. Yeah, we'll watch that together. Don't worry about that. Okay, I won't say the thing I want to say about Blank Check because I don't think that it'll be additive at this time. And that, I think I'm showing a lot of restraint. And in the time that I've spent bragging about that, I probably could have just said it, but I won't. Don Callis, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero all try to interfere with the Hangman Josh Alexander match that we've been talking about this whole time. And Hangman manages to fend them off. He buckshots Josh Alexander for the win. And he hops on the mic, and he cuts a promo that Kyle Fletcher interrupts to make his official all-out challenge. And Hangman's like, hey, what is the quote here? He says, oh, shit, I put it up. Okay. I see a man full of potential, yet he can't put on his socks. Huge pops. And he's like, listen, babe, I know you got a lot to recommend you. You're 26. We all know that. You've said it quite a few times. But you're not ready yet to be the champion. But if you...
So sorry. There's something about the way he said that sentence was like hearing a bell rung. I'm sorry. That was devastating. Like when he was like, "You're not ready," and I was like, "He's not ready." Someone had to say it.
Besides everyone on the internet saying he's not a big enough draw for a main event pay-per-view.
But you know what? You got to give it to Hangman. It never has that ring of work shoot. He's saying it as one kayfabe worker to another.
Yeah.
He says, "You are not ready" as a character.
Yeah.
That's so true. Kyle's like, well, I'm 26-year-olds, so I think I'm ready. I've not reached my prime yet. He's in a Jane Austen novel. But I decide when my prime is, and my prime is right now. And will continue as long as I damn well please. It's Elizabeth Bennet, basically. And Hangman's like, look, I'll fight you it all out if you, quote, leave the Don Callis family behind you. I need you to leave Don Callis back there, and damn it, I need you to find some socks. Hangman is the king of, like, a little understated, like, comedic, zinger. He really nails it every time. Mm-hmm. Kyle was like, that's not a problem for me because I can't wait to beat you. I thought, when Hangman was saying it, I thought he was being like, you can't be in the Don Callis family anymore.
Oh, no. I think
he was just saying you can't bring him to the match.
Yeah, they can't be ringside because they're going to, you're going to cheat instead of
cheaters.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense, but I was very interested in the high stakes of being like, you have to leave your faction. I think people should be doing that sometimes, maybe. Does it happen?
Why don't we have, like, leave the faction matches, like that one Stardom match that we watched?
I want to see more of that.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay, but it makes more sense that he's saying you can't be ringside. That's fine. Okay, well, I'm sure we've talked about all of this. Josh Alexander's dick was really out. It's probably about
Learn to tuck. It's not
very rude.
It's very rude.
We should have to look at that. Unless we want to.
We're women. Unless we want to. We did say thank you, Kyle Fletcher, ally, for, like Hangman, saying Men's World Championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Thank you. Anything else that we didn't discuss here? Bryan Danielson, now a commentary guy.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm a Bryan Danielson mark, but I really love it. Like, I feel like and it's not that other commentators don't, but he just always talks like it's real and talks in like a strategy kind of way that makes me sort of interested in the moves, which is startling and unsettling, but I like it.
That's huge. I don't think it got through to me that much, but actually I will listen for that next time. And I don't mind him at all. And I like when he comes out and looks like I didn't know I was going to be here. Tony made me come out.
I liked it because people on the internet are like, yeah, they probably had to separate Tony and Taz. And I was like, fucking vindicated.
I know. When we spent those months stressed about it.
I know.
People said we were crazy.
Everybody was like, oh, girls, you're just stressed out because you don't know about the banter of men. Well, we do. We're tone readers. You know why? Because we have rejection sensitivity.
I thought you were gonna be like, we're empaths.
That would be cause, like, you would be right to say, like, hey, Allie, stop. We're gonna hop off. We're gonna hop off the podcast recording, and we're just gonna have a talk about what's going on.
We're just gonna have a quick intervention, and then we'll jump back on the podcast, just like a quick mid-podcast intervention.
2 hours later. I come back, I say, I'm so sorry, guys, for that moment when I said that we were empaths. They were right. I was having a bit of an out-of-body experience, and I have reconnected to reality. I will never say something like that again. I'm so sorry. No, I just meant we are girls with anxiety. That's all. All right. Kyle Fletcher's so weird. We got to move on. We can't do any more of that. Okay. FTR and Christian and Cope got a hype package on Dynamite for their Toronto all-out match. Was this some sports joke, sports reference that we didn't get? Like, something was going on here, right?
I'd love to know. It felt like it. Like, it was fully ridiculous. So it was like, surely this is on purpose a joke, but I don't feel 100% confident because it's FTR and Copeland. But, like, it's got to be, right? It was so weird.
The AEW website, they titled the segment "The Numbers of FTR and Cope and Christian." And I was like, I don't know what that means, but that feels like it's a reference to something. I have to tell you, actually, at first, because it said the numbers of FTR versus Cope and Christian, and I was reading quickly. I thought it was in reference, like that was the name of the match, and I was like, did FTR change their name to the numbers of FTR? Because that's terrible. But I fully onboarded it for a minute where I was like, they probably would. Classic.
This just had the cadence of a joke. That's all I can say. It was like it was like when the Death Triangle and the Elite were doing the best of 7, and there were all those like basketball references, and we would just be like, I don't get that, but I can sense it's happening at the ESPN zone. Like, I just know that's where it's coming from. Yeah. This is what that felt like. I was like, there's something here that I'm just not watching enough male television to understand it.
And this was one where if it had been a package about like the Bucks, I would feel pretty confident it was a joke.
Yeah.
But it still probably is.
Or at the very least a reference. Hey, and you can let us know about this one. Actually, I would be excited if you guys were like, we're like, no, it wasn't referenced to anything. It was just a normal package. Because it was really funny.
Yeah.
It was in the middle. I was like, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm supposed to be cracking up, right? I'm supposed to find this kind of funny.
I also laughed during that package. They were like, and FTR is the winningest tag team in AEW history, and I was like, yeah, and they should be embarrassed about that.
I know,
the
it's
Bucks
problematic.
would never be like, they would never catch themselves being the winningest. They love to lay down. That's
their
to lose. Favorite thing in the world.
Born to lose, forced to win.
It's humiliating. What are you doing? Winning? That's embarrassing for you.
You're not even mentoring the youth. Grow up.
Grow up.
Anyway, whatever was happening with the package, and I actually don't remember any of the content, really, because I was so fixated on what's happening here that I don't understand. Anyway, Stokely and FTR came out, and Stokely was like, that package sucked ass. This is not a cool, fun dream match. This is a blood feud, and we're going to murder those guys or something. And he and FTR stomp out to the ring, and I will hand it just this once. I will hand it to Isis. Dax did the bravest thing I've ever seen, which is just on live TV in front of a Philly crowd. He said, does anyone want to come fight me? And I was like, Tony, you let him do this?
He was being so funny as he like just marched around the crowd yelling at random people. I was like, this is good. I like this. This is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the camera was following really closely, and he got in a fighting match with someone who I think was a plant just based on a tweet I saw, but I couldn't figure out who he was. Do you know?
Probably like a local wrestler kind of situation, but yeah.
It's so funny to comment on an FTR segment, and every single thing we're just like, maybe it was something, but not for us. Not really for...
This seemed like a reference to man things, so anyway, that's nice though.
It's nice for those who got it. Anyway, he gets in this fight, and then the cameraman is following so closely that Dax bonks back into him, and the cameraman like keels over, and Dax is like, basically like, how dare you? And then he and Stoke and Cash are beating up the cameraman. And I don't know that I think this segment achieved anything in terms of building the match, establishing any character notes. I don't know that it achieved anything, but I laughed a little. So could be worse.
It was entertaining, which at this point is all I can ask for from FTR.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the level they're at, it's like, wow, they really overachieved for my expectations, you know? So, great work. Like, if they get a B, I'm like, wow, most improved.
We're like, these guys are just barely passing our class, okay? So it's like, literally, they could turn in the worst piece of dreck, and we're like, you know what? That's actually not too bad. And then someone else has to read it and be like, it is bad. You know it's bad, right? It's like, oh, I'm just so a nerd to it at this point.
Do you remember on Bon Appetit when Brad and Claire went to the pie contest thing and they had to submit a pie to the contest, and Brad, clearly a terrible student, and Claire, clearly a like A+ student, and their grade was like an 82, and Brad's face lit up and he was like, B-, and Claire was like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself.
We cannot air this episode. Yeah, that's right. And everyone is saying this. FTR is Brad Leone. You heard it here first, folks. Sorry, Brad. Okay. anything else you want to say about any of this?
No.
Great. Let's move on. I have a note here. Had a little afternoon affogato. Great. It's glad I put that in there. There was an 8-man tag on Collision. Women's 8-woman tag. Oh, Allie. Oh, my God. Misogyny
no, but they
so
were
insidious.
calling it. No, the AEW was calling it an 8-man tag, so you're just getting it from them.
The problem starts with them, but it ends with me. Woman tag.
We should start calling matches with 8 men and an 8-woman tag. Like, it's just
yes,
called gender neutral language.
Yes, queen. Okay, 8-woman tag on Collision. Yuta gave Chris some words of advice before the match. Did not watch the match, so I don't know what happened there. But
he did the exact same thing that Mox did to Danny Garcia, where he just pulled himself up on the apron, pulled Chris close, whispered for a weirdly long time, and then disappeared.
It's starting to feel like Mox is going to get all his guys and gals. Like he's going to have a full freshman class, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd be so excited.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Mox like over adopting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with Chris being one of them. Like, I mean, it's like Mox with Marina is super fun, and if you had a little daughter too, it's great.
Aww. Okay, I think it's great. Chris, though, was on the Good Girls team, I believe. So she's on a team with Tony, Mina, and Harley Cameron. She pins Julia Hart for the win. There's a whole thing at the end where Jamie Hayter, I guess, is getting, I don't know, having like a moment with Tony Storm, and then Tony Storm is screaming, "Do you want to get nuts?" over and over again. Sometimes you read something that you didn't see in wrestling, and it's just like, who could parse this? It's unparsable.
She was essentially like, "Don't you ever want to go ape shit?" Like, she was just like yelling, like, "Should we go crazy right now?"
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's feminism. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Tony Storm did feminism for the Philly crowd. And then she challenged Tekla, Chris Statlander, and Jimmy Hayter to a 4-way match at All Out. And then Tony then fought Sky Blue in a Philly street fight on Dynamite. This was great.
Yeah.
This is a total blast.
Yeah. They really innovated in the space. Like, they did stuff with mouse traps, stuff with, like, that electric fly swatter thing. Like, stuff I haven't seen before, which is like, thank you for, like, going to Target and just looking around and seeing what you can find. You know?
What could be a weapon? That's the kind of thing that we like. Is you look around, you say, what here could hurt somebody?
Yeah.
And then you pick up a book on psychology. Kenny Omega. I do wonder, I'm going to raise it's like a kind of a little conspiracy theory point. What is going on with the women and mice right now? Mice, cats, mouse traps, cheese. What is it all adding up to? Am I connecting 2 dots or not?
I mean, that's a great note. It has been a lot of mouse content that I haven't been super clear on where it's coming from.
Warner Brothers sells to Disney.
Oh my God, it's like when they're wearing Cookie Monster t-shirts. Like, they're
The
sending us
clues are all
messages.
Mr. Policeman, we have all the clues. Who's making
And then 2 years from now, we'll be like, remember that time that Excalibur ate a disgusting piece of cheese to tell us that Disney was going to buy Warner Brothers Discovery?
And we were the podcast that broke the news.
We broke that news. Feel free to aggregate us, everyone.
But quote us.
By name,
Say
please.
that we're women
Dave.
and we don't know anything.
Dave Meltzer, please put the name of our podcast when you aggregate
Say
us.
our full name.
I heard the Young Bucks said this. Yeah, where did they say it?
Where did
Dave?
they say
Where
it?
did they say it?
Dave's like, frankly, I don't want to think about where they said it. I think it's fucked up that that's where they said it. We're all confused, okay? What's happening? Where am I? Where am I?
So Josh Alexander's fighting Hangman.
Yes, right. Josh Alexander. Okay. Tony fights Scott. Oh, the mouse, the cheese, all the stuff. And then Tony wins, but Triangle of Madness is then beating her up. So Chris Statlander, I don't know why I keep saying that. It's just like, whatever. Chris runs out for the save. And she can't do it because it's too many women. So then Jamie Hayter also runs out, and it's still way too many women. So Tekla is just murdering Tony Storm, and the bad girls kind of win the beatdown. And it's like, you get ready for a fight or something.
That's probably what they thought. They thought, you get ready for a fight.
Better get ready for a fight. It's like no objection. But I'll say this. As I was kind of explaining all of this, I was like, it's not easy to go as deep as I'd like to here. I don't think it would be a bad thing if we directed some of the art film budget over to the women's division and just have the women make a couple more psychologically revealing art films.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Okay? Because what do you want? What do you fear? Yeah. I don't know that. Tekla, you had some great art films, but what did they teach me? That you're a spider. I love that. I don't know more than that. And I want to because I'm deeply compelled by you. I want to know
it's more. Right. It's like this week was so fun with the women. Like, I thought they had great deranged energies and a lot of what they were doing, but it is just like not a lot of substance. It's not a lot of emotion here.
Yeah, it's hard to complain because there were so many like months/years that we struggled to even figure out like what to talk about because like it was so like you'd be like the wrestling was fun and at least like now they're telling stories that aren't about the belt and it's like that's really exciting and like there's like for months now people's characters have since Chris's last character change they've really kept it consistent so like I keep wanting to be like and you have to applaud them to that
you do
but at the same time there is a point where you're like well it's pleasant but it's not hitting transcendental.
Yeah, I do feel bad criticizing it because it's like the women's division has come so far. And like I don't hate any of it. Like I'm totally moderately entertained. It's like no objections. But yeah, I think especially coming off some of Tony's recent stories, it's like this is just a lot lighter,
Let's get a hook. Let's just get that emotional hook. I know it's easy.
Let's get hook. Bring hook. Send hook.
Hook in his promo being like, maybe I'll just be a lone wolf. Unless, and it's like, I go to the women's division.
I think Hook in the women's division could really shake things up.
And MJF hanging around the women's division.
We call up Tony. We get Tony. We got a great idea for you. You force femme Hook. Tony, why are you hanging up? Tony.
Just bleep it. Just bleep it.
Tony's like, I don't know what that means, and I'm scared to Google it.
Oh my God. I know. Tony's like, I want to be clear. I won't be investigating. I will not be investigating further. I think this could be it could be long-term storytelling if every man at AEW over the course of the next 3 years has such a bad experience in a faction that they say, men are trash. I hate all men. And they defect to the women's division. And in this way, we achieve one unified genderless division. And that is how we get intergender.
The women's table at catering is just like 75% men, and they're all saying, I hate men. Why are they like this? And the women are just sitting there like,
the women have been forced to another table.
There's no,
This is a metaphor. This is a microcosm. All right. Electric fly swatter spots. They really were innovating. I will say I liked the moment where somebody, I think it was Sky Blue, was like grabbing a sign from the crowd, and commentary was like, oh my gosh, we thought that was a sign, but it's actually a heavy-duty aluminum street sign. And something about the way they said it was like, yeah, I definitely don't want to get hit with a street sign, but it does feel like you're putting too much emphasis on being like, and that would be bad. It would be bad to get hit with that, and you wouldn't like it. But the effect was kind of like, seems fine. I don't know, probably fine.
Sometimes commentary does work so hard to sell something that you're a little bit like, okay, how hard you're pushing this is making me a little contrary. Yeah.
An aluminum street sign. Aluminum. Also on Dynamite, Harley approached Willow mid-interview with Renee Paquette and sang her a little song being like, can you please be friends with Chris again? If you're friends with her and you're friends with me, I'll draw a little cat on your face. And Willow was like, she said, I've been down this road with her before and we know how it ends. I think we know who she's really friends with. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You need to watch your back. And then she left, and Renee so sweetly finished Harley's song with her. And Renee Paquette is an angel on this earth. Mm-hmm. I wish she would marry me, but I'm glad that she's married to John Moxley. I hope they're very happy. But I'm in love with her. Now, secondarily, second point, what did you take from, I think we know who she's really friends with?
I didn't know, although right now I'm kind of like, Yuta? Does that mean Yuta?
I was assuming that was like she's gonna join the Death Riders thing, which is interesting for Willow to have clocked that when Willow hasn't been in any of those rooms, but Harley hasn't clocked that when Harley has been ringside for all of the Death Riders approaching her.
In fairness, though, I think that does fit Harley's character. That she's just like, I'm singing songs, I'm having a good time. What do you mean what do you mean that vibe was weird? It's fine for me. To me, everyone is a puppet. I see everyone as a puppet like Kenneth from 30 Rock, so it seemed okay.
The way Harley is like, so wrestling shows, it's like a vaudeville show, right? Like there's singing, there's dancing, there's puppets. Like she's gonna do all of them. Like, love it.
She's an angel. She's perfect. I thought this was I would have phrased this differently.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things, and I'm happy that it's happening. I'm happy that it's an ongoing storyline. Of course, I'm tracking it with interest and confusion because there are so many lines where I'm like, I am not 100%, just because this is wrestling, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that.
Percent
sure. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that.
Also, does Harley's face painting look like insane in some way? I can't understand what they've done with it because there's kind of a perspective that weirds me out. I don't know.
Are you
Makes
just scared of face
strange.
painting?
Maybe. Not usually.
It definitely, there is a certain, I think they've got some kind of makeup artist on it. It's elevated. There's some depth to it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what throwing me off. Makes your face
you believe that it should be a cheap palette that the boardwalk people are working from?
Getting your face painted like a mouse, it should look like you're a street fair. And I think that's a reasonable position.
I agree. It does look like she's using high quality cosmetics for it. This is not what Estee Lauder thought would be happening. I don't know who makes cosmetics anymore, so that was really, I don't wear any makeup. So. All right. Wow. Okay. And to think it's been so crazy and now we get to this section. I feel fear. Okay. Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia had their rematch on Collision. And Daniel Garcia almost won. But then he couldn't. He couldn't win. And so he lost. And Daddy Magic tried to console him. And he had I understand, I didn't watch the match. This is on Collision. Okay, I'm sorry. He had a teenage hissy fit and shoved him away and then grabbed a mic from Tony Schiavone and screamed, I guess I'll just never be enough. That's not what he screamed, but I believe that was the gist of it. He said, I've tried everything. I tried so hard and I never get anything and I never win. I hate it here. I hate it. So that's what happens with Danny. Now we also got, and we all watched this before, we did all watch this, okay? Jon Moxley also gave a little promo, a little backlog
Thank you, Chai Moth Boy.
Thank you, Chai Moth, for our lives. I don't think if I hadn't seen this, I don't know who I would be as a person. What did you think of what old Jon Moxley had to say? What did he have to say?
I was fucking obsessed with it. He goes, Danny wants to take everything I have. Darby wants to take away everything I have. What do they think I have? Do they think I have athletic activity, athletic ability? I don't. Do I have charisma? No.
Is my charming personality? No.
I don't have anything.
Everyone knows I have no talents and no skills.
Nobody likes to be around me. I'm a real fucking piece of work. I got nothing. Oh, do I have a dad who was a wrestler? No, I don't have anything. Some key quotes here. Belts are the basic unit of measurement for small thinking.
No,
Never
that's
been
important.
More right. Yeah.
That is an important thing to say.
I need someone to make a little gif of that with the words on it, and I'm going to deploy it at everyone in the IWC who ever says anything to me about how the belt needs to be elevated or whatever.
Jon Moxley, don't fact check me. Jon Moxley, I'm so sorry they made you have that belt. I'm so sorry. They forced that belt on you and they made you carry it around for a year. As every week you came to TV, you said, belts are the basic unit of measurement for small thinking. And Tony said, okay, Mox, just go along to your dressing room. Thank you, Mr. Champion. I'm sorry. I would never do that to you. No. I hope you never have to have a belt again.
He's, it's really startling how much happier he is. There was a point where he grabbed Marina around the neck and like pulled her in for a second, and I just had like I was like, he's literally trying to fuck everybody. He's just like unleashed. He doesn't like. He's like. I'm so sorry that you had to spend the last year the way you spent it. It wasn't right.
It wasn't
you didn't like it.
Moxley's moods are so funny and so perplexing. Because remember when he was like a big grump and they like sent him to Japan to try to cheer him up, and he like did bad there, and then Tony like gave him the belt to like cheer him up again, and it's like that just made it worse.
I think he had to walk a rocky road to get to this point, and you know what? We've all experienced it. And don't out there, I want you to really think about this, okay? Let's all be empaths, you know. It is hard to know what you want in this life, and I think he felt unhappy, and he didn't know where that unhappiness was coming from. So he was looking for ways to assuage it. And who knows, maybe he said, Tony, I need a belt. I don't know what he said, but I'm sorry that no one took a firm hand with him and said, you don't need a belt. You need to look inside yourself.
Yeah. He said, hey, John Moxley, wherever you go, there you are. You know,
there you are.
Moving across the country isn't going to make your life better.
Going to Japan won't make your life better, Kenny. Yeah. Nothing can make your life better. But you, looking at the man in the mirror and promising to change your ways.
What's that line from that like inspirational post that's going around that's like, where will you find your own salvation? In your own hands?
I have not seen that going around.
Wow.
What does that mean?
It's one of those like, you know, like people put it on Instagram as like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the stupid poetry that's always in typewriter font.
I really thought, I was just like, what, at your office?
It's like in your own damn hands or something. I'm going to find it later, and you guys are going to be so inspired.
Wow. I can't wait to be inspired.
Do you think I should title this episode, Nothing Can Make Your Life Better?
You know, that kind of contributes to whole.
It contributes a little bit to whole.
Mox also said, Darby, it breaks my heart. And then he just said some other stuff, but that's where I stopped listening. I was like, my goodness. He's like, you went to Everest? I saw you went to Everest. I said, that's crazy. And then I said, maybe a little solitude, a little peace. He'll finally understand what I'm trying to do. Darby, I want you by my side. You are my guy. But you are a problem. And I will solve you.
Which is Marina's line.
It is her line. Let me hit you with a little galaxy brain. Mm-hmm. In the middle of this promo, when he said, Darby, it breaks my heart, I said, do you think that John Moxley could have played Nick Cage's role in Moonstruck? And you must admit it's not a knee-jerk no.
It's not
a knee-jerk no.
I would give anything to watch Moxley give that speech in the basement at the bread machine. 100%.
Absolutely.
Mox really could and can and does pull off saying things that most people can't say as though like a real person would say them, you know?
Yeah. But like in an operatic way. I mean, the specific, the fact operatic. That the way, I mean, no, Nick Cage, there's a God because he got that role. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a God because he got that role. And I know that in my heart. Yeah. Well, so that's something for everyone to chew on. Then on Dynamite. I fear. Okay. Then on Dynamite, I almost can't. I don't know. I mean, I know I wrote it down, but I don't know how to start this because it's like when I realized where we were for this segment, I think I kind of stroked out. Yeah. We've wanted it for so long. We've asked for it
so much. Yeah.
I think every week we have a new idea that we're like, you know where this should happen? In catering. Why aren't we ever in catering? Why don't we ever see people fighting over where to sit in catering? Why don't we see the high school cafeteria dynamics of catering? Yeah. And this is a quote from AEW.com. In what might be a pro wrestling first, Renee Paquette came to us from earlier in the day in the catering area. A pro wrestling first?
That's incredible. I had no idea we weren't exploring catering.
Ever? Not even at that place?
Not even once? In the last 100 years of wrestling?
100 years of wrestling. But you know, if anybody was going to take us to that unexplored space, that undiscovered country, as it were.
Yeah. And should we take credit? Should we be like an insufferable IWC man being like, yeah, I'm basically booking the show.
We asked for it, so you received it. However this happened, I am grateful that the Young Bucks took us to catering. And you know that's what happened. You've seen the show. Renee Paquette approaches the Young Bucks backstage in catering. Shall I say it again? In catering.
In catering.
In catering. They're each holding bowls of food. They're kind of juggling their drink.
Oh, in that sublime, undiscovered country of catering. And it was everything, it was kind of everything I imagined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really was.
She approaches them. She's like, hey guys, so you're getting lunch. If you win that 10-woman tag tonight, what are you gonna do with the monies?
And she brought the monies. She brought a very funny, like, bitchy, like, oh, Renee is also, like, she's being very professional, but she's also, like, ready to humiliate the Young Bucks, being like, I think you can use the money more than anybody, huh?
No, it was savage. And Matt Jackson just making a little huff, like, oh my God, can't get away from it. And he's like, well, Renee, we wouldn't be in this dump. If we won the money, we wouldn't be in this dump eating this trash anymore. And Nick is telling us about his gambling addiction, which we love to hear about. And they go and they try to sit down and they try to say hi to the Dark Order. And the Dark Order are like, fuck off. They have to go to another table. They sit down. They say, oh my God, Brandon, it's you. We haven't seen Brandon on TV in 10 years.
Pretty concerned about whatever was going on with Brandon, so...
Worried, but happy to see him. Happy to see him. And they say, Brandon, it's so good to see you. And he says, I should have said this to you a long time ago. Fuck off. Fuck off, Young Bucks.
Huge pop. The audience went crazy, which I loved. It's like, yes, we all know how they've been treating Brandon.
Yes. Yeah, but a little bit I was like, how dare you?
I know. I'm like, Brandon, I thought you loved your job for life. I thought you loved being a sniveling little villain's assistant.
What are you going to do with that backbone? What are you going to do with it? It's useless.
I think we've all learned this lesson from TV. You know, it's tempting if you're a little villain's assistant to turn on them at the first sign of trouble. You may come to regret it.
And you will. And Brandon
are very
will.
Powerful. They will not stay on the bottom forever, Brandon. They will be back and you will be humiliated.
You will be sorry.
You will grovel.
You'll
be
will sorry
snivel for your job. This is what it's like to be a Young Bucks apologist.
It's a little troubling, but, you know.
You guys beg for their mercy, Brandon.
Orlando moved to Orlando, Brandon. And we all know what that means, so he might be less sorry than we think.
Wriggle like a worm, Brandon. Oh, my God. Oh, if Alex Marvez had been in catering, God, that would have been everything.
Wow. That would have been such a gift. I mean, that would have just been like the television is talking back to me.
I know. And it's saying such sweet things. Oh, this television's being so sweet right now. Anyway, so the Young Bucks are sitting there sulking because Brandon has walked off. It's just like, well, fucking everyone's being mean to us now. This is so sublime. I can't even believe how sublime this was. Jon Moxley stomps into screen, throws himself into a chair by the Young Bucks just as everyone else at the table clocks him, lurches up, and they launch themselves out of screen. They're like, absolutely not.
That's all I wanted to see is like Jon Moxley coming into view and people just like scattering. Perfect.
This skit had everything. Jon Moxley immediately puts a full foot up on the table.
Which is a pretty awkward way to sit.
He was slouched back in the chair, like all of his limbs askew, and then just that one beautiful leg.
I've never wanted him more. I was filled with such fire in that moment. And he says, basically, he's like, these guys are so fucking bummed out. Just gotta give everyone a pep talk around here. He's doing a lot of good work. Because he got Chris her money recently. He says, now these bummed out guys, he says, you are still the Young Bucks. Okay? Don't let any of this affect you. You are still the Young Bucks. You're the best tag team. And if you show up and show out tonight, because they're in the 10-man along with Mox and the Death Riders, he says, you will each get $250,000. That is the entire pot. All for you boys. And and that really lit them up. They said, money? Money?
I feel like
all the money.
somewhere Yuta was like, Daddy, why?
But Papa, we've not had nothing but cereal for weeks.
He's like, you promised I could have raisins in my gruel.
If you told me that the way John Moxley run the Death Riders is he's like, we're fruitarians, you can eat anything you get out of a dumpster. I would just be like, yeah, seems right. That's probably right. Yeah.
He learned it from Bryan Danielson for ethical reasons, but he just liked it as a lifestyle.
Yeah. He's just like, it's free and it's there. And it teaches you life skills.
Yeah, you gotta sneak in there, you gotta climb in the dumpster, you gotta work for it a little bit.
They're trying to keep you out, but we're trying to get in. Remember that. We're trying to get in. Yuta's like, I'm hungry, Papa. I am hungry, Papa. I have not had a warm meal in months. Okay, what's fucking happening? Oh, yeah. Do you want to touch on... Should we go right into the match, or you want to touch on what's been going on with Lil Don Callis on Twitter with respect to the Young Bucks?
Icon Don Callis has been tweeting that if Matt Jackson has a full physical breakdown, he would love to manage Nick Jackson.
Which is such a threat. It's like, I don't see any sign that he will.
It was a deeply upsetting thing to say.
Out of nowhere to say if Matt Jackson ever has a full physical breakdown, I would be happy to sign
It's like,
Jackson.
It would be a shame if anything happened to Matt. What do you mean?
It would be, so it won't. What do you mean?
And then he kept tweeting about Nick Jackson and just being like, congratulations. Like, and I think he said happy birthday, which wasn't even his birthday.
Well, I was like, what's going on? Y'all out at a bar together? Y'all wasted at a bar together?
If the Young Bucks were wasted at a bar with Don Callis, that would be
my dream.
That would be very funny.
I think all of those tweets felt like something that was happening in a dating game segment that we cooked up. And I don't know who was on a date. It might not have been Nick Jackson or Don Callis, but somehow they were embroiled in a dating game scenario that led to that. That's what it felt like. That was the fever dream level we were at.
That's probably what's happening,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all just a plot contrivance to get Danny Garcia on a date with...
Name a man.
Name a man, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. Yeah, there you go. So that's all that was happening there. They were just wasted at a bar with Sammy Guevara and Danny Garcia. So don't worry about that. Nothing's ever going to happen to Matt Jackson.
Yeah, probably.
Leah, I love it. It's like, I know you have things to say, but she's keeping her silence right now.
No, I'm not. It's like, so in our group chat, first of all, Emmy was saying like disgusting things like one of these is the best buck. No, they're the same buck. They're the same buck.
I saw you come in
There's
hot
only
with that.
one buck.
They're one buck. Man. They're literally one man. They have one vote.
They're one man. No, I was just saying that I was just stressing out because, listen, I know that the Young Bucks would never break up because they've said in interviews that they want to be the first tag team to never actually break up. So I know they're not going to.
And wrestlers never lie.
So. Wrestlers
Shut
never
up,
lie.
Ann. Shut up, Ann.
They wouldn't work us that way.
They wouldn't work us that way. When they talk to me, they mean it.
Through the TV. When in the middle of the catering segment, Matt Jackson just turned and said, "Hey, Leah, don't worry about the rest of this segment. I just want to let you know that stuff that Don Callis has been tweeting is so mean.
Yeah.
But you know that would never happen.
Yeah,
you know
it would
that
never happen.
Nick and I will never break up.
We'll never break up. Yeah,
never
that
break
happened.
Up. Okay?
Yeah.
Leah, do you feel better now?
I did
feel
better.
Go back to watching this segment. This is a good one. We did it just for you.
Yeah. I felt better.
Yeah, that's good. That's
calm.
good they did that. Thank you, Matt. That's so nice that you did that for her.
It would be a shame if I got stressed out.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, so we get to the 10-man main events. Bucks come out, entrance graphics featuring their shoot names and mug shots. I say it every week in our group chat, and we've said it many times on the podcast, it is worth reiterating. There's no better model in the wrestling business for escalation comedy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else understands in the same way. I feel I am being fairly objective about this. Nobody else understands in the same way that if you're doing a bit, every week you should introduce a new insane element to the bit that progresses it.
Yeah.
And every week I think, wow, they can't go any farther than this. And then they break out Matthew Ron John Massey with a mugshot. And it's like, they did.
They did.
Those bastards did it.
They did it. Wow.
It works so well because it's like you really get the impression that everybody backstage involved in production has been waiting for the day that they could take their revenge, and they'll take it any way possible, and that there's nothing the Young Bucks could do, because it's like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't piss off the people who do your, like, Titron.
There really is a valuable lesson here for us all.
Yeah.
Into
Love
each of our lives, there will come a Titron, Titron man. There will come a man. Into every life, there will come a man who has a degree of control that you ought to be careful of.
Yeah.
You ought to be cognizant of.
Be polite to your waiter. They could spit in your food. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, Ian. Well, that's a different way of putting it. A better way, some might say. Then into every life, there will come. Oh, God in heaven. All right, we get into the match. They're fighting. Good, very fun match. Young Bucks, smallest boys in the room. They're getting beefed, I said. They're getting beefed all over the place. Nick ends up illegally assisting to help Matt pin Bandito. They win the 500K. The 500K on this occasion has been cashed out and put in a duffel bag like it's a bank robbery.
The only thing I could think of is, you know how they keep saying, like, all of this is from the Young Bucks stash? You know how, like, the Young Bucks were carrying cash that Mox got to pay Chris Statlander? Do you think the Young Bucks only deal in cash? And so when Tony took money back from them, he got it in duffel bags of cash?
Oh.
I could see that, 'cause it was very, like, you guys don't have direct deposit, but yeah.
That was an EVP privilege, and it has been revoked. Leah, I thought that maybe you meant that the Young Bucks have been carrying around $500,000 in cash, and that Tony went to their dressing room, took it, and used it for this match. So when they get back there being like, now we've got $1 million, it'll be like, no, this was the $500,000. Damn you, Tony. Perhaps they do only deal in cash. That would be an interesting character note.
I do think the Young Bucks in kayfabe, I could see them being people where it's like, I just don't trust banks. Like, it's all taped in the back of their toilet tank, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I could see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not? All right. So the 500K is in cash. It's in a duffel bag full of cash.
Not going to raise questions when they bring it to the bank.
No, certainly not. Well, when you say, I wanted it at a wrestling match, what questions are there to raise?
That's so true.
Oh, a billionaire gave it to me at a wrestling match. I think it's fine.
For doing what? For winning a wrestling match. Please stop asking me.
Well, what do you think? Would you get it for losing? Okay, so they grab the cash, and they're Little Ham King. I really can't recommend personally anyone but John Moxley for Mommy's Little Ham. And in fact, I started singing Let's Hear It for the Ham of the Year to myself watching some of what John Moxley did on TV this week. But you got to hand it to the Young Bucks. They're always going to ham. Matt Jackson is hitting himself in the face with cash while Nick Jackson smells it deeply.
The speed at which Nick Jackson ran and grabbed that duffel bag, unparalleled.
And stuck his nose in it and said, I got to smell this cash. You know what?
Well, they're used to falling asleep on a mattress covered in cash because they don't believe in banks, and that's just a soothing smell.
They haven't even been able to sleep really for weeks because they just have normal mattresses.
Yeah.
It's really sad when you think about it.
That is really sad. Yeah. Oh, these poor bums. Where am I? What's happening? Oh, yeah. Brody King comes up behind to menace them. Brawling ensues. Everybody's fighting. Death Riders are ganging up on Hobbs. Darby runs out for the save, hops on Mox's back. Mox is pawing at his face like a tired dad who's just like, I will give you a piggyback ride, but stop putting your finger in my eye. Then, oh yeah, I'm aroused. Okay, sure. Marina brings a chair to the ring and presents it to, oh no, right. Mysterious hooded figure slides into the ring, knocks Darby out. Who is that figure? Yes, I didn't say it here. That's why I got confused. It was little Danny Garcia. Mm-hmm. Mox, this is the face that made me say, Mox, let's hear it for the Ham of the Year. Mox makes this face like, it's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever needed. I am aroused. Danny Garcia.
It's a jizz in my pants face.
Jizz in my pants for sure.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia, having imprinted on a new father figure, says, I can make that face too. He makes the face too. They're just both making a jizz in my pants face at what's happening. Marina brings a chair to the ring. She presents it to this new boy, Danny Garcia. And he hauls Darby around. And he locks him up. And he flips him. And he kicks him. Something happens here. Was it a botch and then a redo?
No.
I think I saw people talking about this, and when I was rewatching it today, I was like, I think that's what. He, like, went to, like, do him on the chair.
It's incredible
not even on
that
purpose.
was accidental, yeah.
When you don't have any, after 5 years of watching wrestling, you still don't have any of the words, this kind of thing happens, you know? He goes to slam him onto the chair or something, and he doesn't get the chair, he gets the ring, and it's kind of a weird moment, and then Mox comes around and, like, grabs him and is like, do it. And so then he does get him on the chair, and then he goes absolutely hog wild, and it's a frenzy of slamming Darby onto the chair. He's like, I never knew it could feel this good to do chair stuff at this level. And then eventually Marina has to, like, remove him from the situation. Like, she's like, that's enough chair stuff. Okay, for your first time, that's enough chair stuff.
You're going to make yourself sick with excitement.
It's like you haven't eaten in weeks. Like, you've got to pace yourself. And then Danny, they all go out of the ring, and Danny follows. She runs off to Neverland with these lost boys and girls. Wow. What an ending.
What an ending.
What do you
I know,
think?
I was surprised. I didn't know. I mean, Mox getting Danny, it's a big get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's huge. It's
He's
no
very
hook.
happy.
It's not nothing. No, just kidding. Obviously, it's the biggest. Obviously, he and Chris are tied. Those are your big gets. You want those.
Oh, you don't think Hook is a big get?
I think that Hook needs to go somewhere. That's what I'll say.
Hook's gonna be like, okay, I agree to join you, and Mox will be like, oh, the position's been filled, actually.
I'm sure we can find something for you to do. Maybe if you want to go on the dumpster runs. What did you guys think of Danny giving in to the evil?
It was good, yeah. His haircut is kind of insane, I feel like.
It did look funny. It did look funny. It was kind of a 90s funny.
Yeah, it's just like, I think something got cut a little too short, and then they tried to fix it. Like, it was uneven, and then it got, I don't know.
What was that? You know who he looked like, actually, was that British show, My Mad Fat Diary, the love interest in that. He had
That's
that little
true.
haircut. That was a cute little
very,
guy.
But the haircut.
Well, it's of another time and place for sure. It, like, doesn't make sense that it's happening where it's happening. But you thought okay for him to give in and join the side of evil.
Yeah, it like happened a little faster than I thought it would, I think, but
I think I needed one more, and it didn't have to be long. Like maybe a backstage segment where like Danny Garcia is trying to walk like to the parking garage, and there's an annoying cameraman following him, trying to be like, "You're really upset that you lost today," and like Danny says a couple more things about like, I don't know, trying to figure out where his place is in the company. Like, I don't know. It was just like the two speeches he gave on both collisions were just like a little bit too like, but I want to do good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be really good for him to be with the Death Riders because he's been in such a, it just sort of, right. I'm not real clear on his motivations, I guess.
It's funny sometimes in wrestling, and it's like, who can do it correctly? Probably no one. But sometimes you just see the space where you're like, a little Shakespearean soliloquy wouldn't go awry there.
Yeah.
Just to see a man alone on the stage for a while being like, I'm so confused in my mind. On the one hand, I feel this, but on the other, this. And what shall I do?
Yeah. I feel like the yelling promo on Collision didn't quite work for me. Just because it was a lot of like yelling without a lot of substance. But, you know, that's wrestling. So it's like, I'm not mad.
We've gotten used to that. We've accustomed ourselves. Well, I'm not mad. I'm happy that he's joined. I'm like, wow, it's so fun. You're in a faction with Yuta, and let's see where it goes. Let's see how many children Mox can collect this year.
Yeah.
And I hope each child brings him more and more happiness. And he loves being a papa.
I mean, he seems so happy, so it's really finally ready to settle down and have some children.
Before we get off the Young Bucks, also, can we say how happy we were to hear that BTE music again? To open a little BTE, watch a little video. Oh, it feels good.
We're not
It
bums.
feels good.
We're
No.
not bums. To just go on a little trip with the Young Bucks. To just go to their little 1999 signing with them.
I know, and Satnam Singh sitting in front of them in first class. It's so good.
Simple pleasures in this world. It really felt right. Thank you for our lives. And then, Hook had this rooftop promo. I think we've referenced it like 15 times now, so let's move on. Hook said, "I have to be alone," or do I? You don't. You actually, it's the second option. No, and just figure out what fraternity you're gonna pledge. Okay, but it has to be somewhere. You certainly can't raw dog freshman year, buddy.
That speech was so funny for him to be like, I was really mad at Samoa Joe, but then Samoa Joe explained it to me and was like, well, we had to have somebody. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm an athlete.
And I saw
that
the
makes
sense
total
in that.
sense. Yeah. All right, I'm not mad at Samoa Joe anymore. What?
And Hook sitting in the dark in front of a fire pit wearing sunglasses was just like, Hook, you're such a loser.
It was funny too. The fact that it was like on a rooftop, because I remembered that the time that Eddie and Mox did the promo together, and it was in front of the weird fire, and that was perfect. And this was so funny though because of the background. You were just like, Hook, this is so rich. This is, like that. Literally, it's like I was really mad at TV, but I don't know. Then I went to my girlfriend's really elite, luxurious penthouse apartment, and I had a little sushi that I DoorDashed in, and I thought, calm down, Hook, everything's okay. So I came up here to the rooftop, and it's really nice to just get away from the sound of the city and just look at that beautiful skyline, and I thought, it'll be okay. Okay, all right. Ricochet had a promo on Dynamite where he offered Shelty B a gentleman's agreement for their Dynamite match, where he said, let's leave our guys backstage and let's duke it out mano a mano like monos. Shelty also had a backstage promo where he, quote, told Ricochet they can leave everything in the back before promising to put Ricochet on his back. It just doesn't get more normal. Like, as the years pass, it doesn't stop sounding the way it sounds.
I know. It's a real do it on the chair.
I was also like really confused about this promo too, because it's like MVP started to answer and then Shelton interrupted him to say like, okay, fine, like they won't come. And then he walked away, leaving MVP and Bobby Lashley standing there. And like, in a normal situation, I'd be like, oh, like there's discord between them. Like, Shelton, like they're mad that Shelton's gonna leave him behind, but Bobby Lashley was like smiling fondly, where he was like, "That's scam," and so it was like, I have no idea what I was supposed to think about that.
There's a real problem in wrestling right now where we've lost some of our top like face makers. Some of our top men who make faces that you're like, I know what that means. And everyone's trying. God bless them. Yeah. Everyone is trying to make faces, and they are making faces, and I don't know what most of them mean at this point.
Maybe at our pumps, like when we're like prepping to open, we'll have like a little school where we're like, okay, everybody get in our line, and now I want you to make a distressed face.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not a distressed face.
Flashcards of faces.
Yeah.
We have them all. Yeah, it's a long line, and it's like, make your distressed face, and then we're saying, Alex, step back. Step back. You all step back. You guys didn't do it.
You did not contribute to whole.
Failure to contribute to whole. I guess I'm like, if you do it correctly, I guess maybe, I don't know who gets out. It's like someone, they need more practice. I guess you send them to remedial face making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of face-based work.
Yeah. It sure will.
They're doing face exercises. Like, we got to strengthen those cheek muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're walking around the pumps, like, making, like, fish faces, trying to really work these muscles. Yeah. Unique New York.
We're having Mox give tutorials. Matt Jackson's out there giving tutorials.
Matt Jackson, we're paying you a lot of money. Okay?
Yeah.
Mox, you would do it for free, but you can have the money too. Matt, I know you need the money, so you'll be paid. All right.
In cash, the way you like it.
And you can smell it all you want. You can smack yourself with it. You can roll around with it. Maybe we'll have a special cash room where you go to the cash room and do anything you want with it.
It's like Scrooge McDuck's vault, you know. He can go
Go
diving
swimming.
through the gold coins.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you're a very good boy, you get to go to the cash pool. We are gonna. I'm worried about if we get audited. That's all I'll say, but it'll probably be fine. Okay, so Ricochet and Shelty B have the match. Totally fine. No problems. Ricochet. Oh yeah, the Gates of Agony do come out to illegally interfere. So Ricochet wins a little bit because of interference. MVP and Bobby Lashley come out to fight for Shelton's honor, I guess. And MVP is like hitting people with his cane in a way that somehow to me immediately translates to like, oh, you want me to be like, that's a face. Because he's come out, the other guy went back on his word, and then MVP and Bobby Lashley have come out to help. And then I just got so, I guess I kind of dug my heels in. It was like pig in the mud. Like I was like, and so do you want me to think that they're good guys now? I'm leaving the room.
Yeah.
I'm getting a drink.
I know. I feel like Ricochet was getting booed in this match, and it was just such a tribute to Ricochet's amazing heel work that he stayed the heel in this, because everything MVP and company have done has been
They're evil.
repulsive. Yeah, they're not good.
They're not good men. Well, that's all. Any other thoughts?
No.
Well, we'll see where we go with that.
Ricochet did some great just body acting in this, like some very funny little like, oh no, don't grab me kinds of poses, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I still respect that he's utilizing the most beautiful, intricate shears, and it's not just like, a Target pair of scissors.
Yeah.
You're right. We have to reward quality, and we always will.
Always will.
Artisanal shears. that word I love so much. Okay, let's enter the lightning round. MJF got married last week, and someone tweeted a picture of it because there were lots of people from AEW at the wedding, and then I guess everybody had a bunch of fights about it. And I missed most of it, but it seems crazy.
I think MJF talked to Dave this morning or yesterday, and somebody, I think a fan, went on a family member's Facebook and found that picture that had Hangman in it, and MJF's mad because he actually does believe in kayfabe. So he's super mad about it. But
it was really funny though, because my impression was that Dave talked about it for a long time on multiple shows, and then people on his board were like, Dave, why do you care? Who cares? And he was like, I don't care. I was just talking about it. Funny.
And that's a moment where I do sympathize with Dave, because I'm like, I talk just to talk all the time. Most of this is just recreational talk. It adds no value to the universe, really. It's just like, I love when I'm just chit-chatting. So I think sometimes Dave does crave that chit-chat. Maybe he's not getting it, and maybe he doesn't have friends to kid it with in his life. Yeah.
Listen, if Tunnel Talk was on 3 times a week, you better believe we would be talking. We would just be talking.
Imagine what they would hear. And you're probably out there like, we already hear quite a bit. We already hear
like,
a
it
lot
could be
of
worse
stuff
than
that
this.
should not be on a wrestling podcast.
Yeah. And how long are those Dave shows? I feel like they're long.
I don't know. But he has so many facts to fill in with. I guess he always has like a tight 20 in the bank about like Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. Hot Dog Steve from 1965. Yeah.
Hot Dog Steve and Bruiser Brody. Do you think they ever?
Yeah, on the boat.
Ooh la la. Okay, well, I didn't understand. Honestly, I didn't understand why people had so much to say about this. It was just like, whatever.
It was super silly because it's like, we all know this is fictional. Like, we're quite.
Well, it was like
wrestling is fake.
It seemed like people got mad because Tony replied and did like a little like in kayfabe explanation, and then it seemed like people were mad at Tony, and it was like,
I know,
guys, this is all just adult play pretend, and it's cute. It is cute for Tony to be like, I'll create a little in-universe explanation. Like, that's actually good work.
A little skit
Everybody
for you
calm
on Twitter.
Down.
Yeah,
remember when
fun.
Tony wore his little neck brace to the NFL thing, and the NFL guys were so happy?
I've never loved him more. I've never loved him more.
Yeah.
Tony, put that brace back on. Hey.
Imagine if he had worn that brace for like 2 straight years. He was just like neck strong.
Neck strong. Okay. And then he also, on Dynamite, he cut this promo where he was like, I did get married this week. And you know what? When I went and got out of bed to come to the show, my wife said, if you go to the show, I'll divorce you. And he said, I said, fine, but because I'm married to wrestling.
That's crazy.
I don't know. This was insane. It was quite quick. I had no objections to it. Honestly, I was just like, this is deranged. But, and then he said I had to come to work so I could say I do to murdering Mark Briscoe. Great. I'm glad to know that you're fighting, because I did think that he was fighting Kyle Fletcher, because again, the storylines have not been super clear. In my opinion.
You thought MJF was fighting Kyle Fletcher?
No, I thought that Mark Briscoe was fighting Kyle Fletcher.
It's because Mark Briscoe's a storyline slut and he'll run out for anything.
Oh, for anything.
I know.
No problem. Yeah.
A little too busy. And don't you have a small child at home, sir?
Yeah, quite a few of them.
17 of them.
Take a little more paternity leave, Mark Briscoe. Big Bill called Eddie Kingston out on Collision. And Eddie Kingston, I think I saw before recording, hopped on Elon Musk's X.com or something and said, name the time and the place. I'd love to fight.
It is crazy for Eddie Kingston's return to be teased by a Big Bill promo on Collision.
And
that's not appropriate level.
No, and for it to be like, and I will be back. Oh yeah, I'm ready. I will be back.
It was crazy.
I'm confused. This should be this should have been like the song of the summer. This is the blockbuster. This is Jurassic Park. Eddie Kingston coming back is Jurassic Park.
Right.
Yeah.
It should have been a shocker. I should have lost my mind. I should have, that should have been
They should be wheeling him in backstage in a wheelchair with a coat over his head.
Absolutely. And honestly, is it possible that Eddie Kingston is like, I don't want that? I don't know. Then chloroform him and put the sheet over him yourself, Tony. Are you?
He deserves
you
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyway, but
it's like they don't understand Eddie Kingston's level, which is top of the card for everyone who watches the show.
Do you not know how horny the female demographic is going to get? Do you not understand? It's going to be.
Have you seen the pictures of him with the beard, Tony?
They are not safe. They're not safe. Is he going to shave that thing off? I don't want it gone.
He better not.
I want it. I want it.
We need the beard. You got to look like a sexy sea captain when you come.
Oh my! Ooh, Eddie, if you come to Dynamite dressed as Captain Haddock, for me, Eddie, for me, I don't know what our point is here. I hope he's coming back. I hope he is coming back.
I'll take him coming back any way I want him, but I think, or any way I get him, but I do think that Tony could deploy this better.
Yeah. I think we could be taking a little more care with AEW's #1 star.
I agree. Because of Eddie Kingston, I'll say any way I want him, that's the way I need him. Woo! On Collision, we got another hologram clone little promo with all the code. Beep, 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 beep. The algorithm is working and it's creating the clone, which will be activated soon. And I thought the clone is just hologram. And this is about it. To me, you haven't convinced me there's another man yet. That's all I'll say. Kyle had something to say about this. Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
And what he had to say was, we did it. We really did it. We're cloning Luchador.
And actually, every time
funny.
Kyle said anything about it, Hologram kept having the funniest reactions where he just kept being like, oh, man, it's not a joke.
I know.
I'm being menace, Kyle.
It was like a mix of it's not a joke. And then, but then Kyle also kept pointing to him kind of like, and you did this. And his vibe was like, I didn't do it. I have nothing to do with it.
Kyle, I'm being hacked.
Kyle's like, it's amazing that we have the technology. Congratulations.
Kyle's like, I know
that.
you've been spending long hours in the lab, Hologram, and huge congratulations.
Hologram is like, I'm only in the gym, Kyle.
I don't know how to read, Kyle.
Kyle, I don't even know how to talk. You never really say anything, Kyle. Roddy told Kyle to shut up. Can that be right? Roddy, how could you?
I know. Roddy is melting down.
I did watch this, but I think, and I typed this as I was watching it, but I didn't trust myself because it's like, Roddy, your friend.
Your only friend.
Roddy told him to shut up and incited a verbal altercation with Ishii, whom he called Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Which did kind of make me laugh.
Yeah.
Especially because Ishii had zero reaction to it. Where
He was just
Ishii was like, I get paid for all of this. I don't give a shit.
I was just like, I know how I look and I know people love it. Okay, so, and we do. And Roddy was really struggling this week. I'm writing a little kindergarten report card. Roddy was really struggling with his jealousy issues this week. He said, I should have been fighting Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander with my tag partner, avenging my best friend. And instead he was fighting with Ishii. Kyle, with a certain manic energy, said there's no we or I in the conglomeration. And there's certainly no name calling. We're supposed to be a cohesive unit. Let me pause there. We don't even have the same members in this faction from week to week.
It's never been a cohesive unit. Kyle came off
It's
a little bit. You're right. Like he came off a little bit like I've been through a lot this year, and so I'm clinging to this, and so I've now entered a delusion where this is the biggest support structure of my life, and I'm like, you guys are a loose association.
Mark Briscoe doesn't even show up for conglomeration meetings anymore. He's so busy saving other people.
I know, he's abandoned you. I feel like something might be going on where it's like he is in reality, and in reality he's at Dynamite and he's on Collision with the conglomeration. But I think there might be some levels in his brain where on some level he's like, I'm still on the ship. And this is a figment of my imagination. It's the only thing holding me together alone on the ship where I've eaten all my friends. So I'm just having a nice time with the conglomeration alone on the ship where I've eaten all my friends. And it's like, we're here like, no, this is reality. This is real. This is all real. Like, you made it out. He's like, I'll never make it out. But that's okay because I'm pretending that I will.
Now I'm just remembering all those early promos when he came back where his eyes were so big and seal-like and sat and haunted and just stare at Renee would be like, hey Kyle, like welcome back, and he'd just like stare into space and like walk away.
Right.
I like want to go rewatch all of them.
She was like, Kyle, how are you doing? And he'd like look out into the distance and be like, how can anybody be doing? What is doing?
The ship is inside me now.
The ship is inside. I kind of feel like if I could only interview one person in wrestling about what are you trying to communicate? What's your process? It might be Kyle O'Reilly.
Honestly,
I want to talk to you about what at every moment in your career at AEW, what you envisioned for your character.
I would
actually like as you're saying. Sorry.
I would want it to be an in-person interview where I have a PowerPoint and I say, let's go to slide 1. And then it's like, I show a promo and I say, let's talk about this.
What were you thinking? What was your vision?
I do think like every once in a while someone like pitches a wrestler that we should interview or like a question we should ask, and I'm always like, oh no, certainly not. Like I have no interest in
We're not equipped.
interviewing any future wrestlers. But when you say Kyle O'Reilly, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, I'd interview him.
I know. I'm kind of like, can we get him?
We could get into it. Yeah.
Can we get him?
Should we get in the little DMs and see if Kyle O'Reilly wants to come on the Young Buck interviewing podcast?
Kyle, how would you like to be grilled?
Yeah. Kyle, we've got some questions about your process.
So one potential downside, I don't know that you're going to like everything that you hear from us about how we're interpreting. Maybe you will. Maybe it's all how you meant it. On the plus side, I couldn't admire you as a performer and a person with a body more. And no one admires you more than me. And you are my special Omicron surge boy. Yeah. I think you have everything. The full
perfect package.
Total.
He's got the charisma. He's got the looks. He's got the wrestling ability. He's got the fashion.
Is a lunatic. He is a fucking lunatic. The energy here was totally deranged. He says, we're supposed to be a cohesive unit. And besides, in case you couldn't tell, the vibe is already off here. Besides the amazing advances in cloning technology, wow, pointing at hologram.
And again, hologram threw up his hands and was like,
not me, dude. I'm scared. I'm literally scared and wondering if I should go into witness protection. This has nothing to do with me. Kyle is like, Ishii has to go back to Japan for a little while, so he's not going to be around. He's going to go to Japan. Roddy, this is honestly pretty iconic. Like a little sulky baby says, I'd be fine if he never came back.
This was very, I've just realized what it reminded me of, but it's like when Dwight on The Office is like, I hope the war goes on forever and Ryan gets drafted.
Oh my God. So then Roddy marches off and Kyle says, all is great and Conglomeramaland. In answer to your question, I think Lexi was interviewing them. She'd asked. He said everything's fine on Team Taz. Wow.
Which maybe he knows is our very favorite thing any faction can do.
He's probably catering to us.
Yeah.
Catering.
I mean,
catering. This contributes to whole. Hey, thank you, catering. Thank you, catering, and thank you, Kyle, for your contributions to whole. Okay.
Yeah.
I owe you my life. John Moxley as well. Danny Garcia, your little haircut a little bit for me contributed.
Hole was full.
Hole was full. Hole was happy.
Was stuffed.
Hole
Yeah.
was there
that
are
was
limits,
too far.
even on an
That was
explicit
too far.
podcast. Oh God. Oh, and then just Anthony Bowens had this segment with Jerry Lynn, which was funny because it was like, what do you mean? But I thought it was funny because he came on and it was like, it was Lexi. Because I thought, I'll say that in a minute. It was Lexi. Lexi was like, what's up, Anthony? Anthony was like, well, I just want you to know that I've been representing AEW, our pride, our AEW pride, by attending the premiere of The Conjuring Last Rites. I said, you know what? That is what gay pride is all about. I agree. As a member of the community, to go to the premiere of The Conjuring Last Rites, that is what it is all about. I've never been prouder. Yeah.
Any movie with a colon in the title, really.
Was the Babadook there?
And it's like, thank God we finally have gay representation at a movie premiere in LA.
It's never happened before. May never happen again. He basically shows up. God, I love you, Anthony Bowens. Honestly, this is, I have no objections to this. Every time he shows up, he's like, let me tell you somewhere that I was just being proud. Great. That's amazing. You went to a baseball game and represented us as pride? Yes. Thank you.
His new incarnation. He's rising, you know? He's in the dirt there for a while, but
he's out and
doing
about.
some stuff.
Yeah. Max Caster, come back. I miss you.
Yeah, we need Max
I miss you,
Caster.
King. And I do want to give a shout out. I thought Lexi Nair, when Jerry Lynn showed up, he was like, sorry to interrupt, Lexi. And she was like, you never have to apologize, Jerry. For she did give real Jerry Lynn, a living legend. Say anything you want. And I really thought, I was like, you know what, Lexi? I have seen you over the years. I've seen you build your skills in this department. And I do believe that one day you will be the incomparable Lexi Nair.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Pride.
Yeah,
AEW pride.
I'm getting Stockholm to Lexi. I love Lexi. It's been improving. Yeah.
Lexi, don't let anyone ever tell you that you're not going to make it to the top. Renee status. You will. For final topic. Who will speak to this? Who will speak?
Dustin Chuck Taylor tweeted the greatest thing he's ever tweeted. Why are the girls so horny? Should boys be more horny? Yes, Dustin, they should.
And then he said,
Thank you.
watch Dynamite tonight at 8 p.m., which really was the cherry on top.
Why are the AW girls so horny? Should the boys be more horny? Yeah, we only said it about 100,000 times. Although, in fairness, I was like, Dustin, watch the show yourself. They're being pretty horny recently.
Some of them are really contributing to whole, you could say, yeah.
It was a little bit like, Dustin, are you sad you're not there being horny with them? Is that what's going on? It's like, why can't the boys be more horny? You mean you? Come to work. Come to work. I welcome you. Come join in on whatever Mox and Danny Garcia have going on.
And go on TV and kiss a boy. By all means. In catering, you know?
And you know what? I'll be so kind. If he doesn't want to wrestle, then he can be a backstage interviewer and he can ask his favorite question. What boy would you kiss if you could kiss a boy?
Totally. Yeah. Imagine.
Oh my God.
If you did this for 2 months, where Dustin is just approaching people like he's going to ask them about a serious thing that just happened, and then it's just what if you could kiss a boy? What boy would you kiss?
If Dustin had a special segment with a graphic that was Dustin boy kissing, and then he just walks up to Big Billy, he's like, if you had to kiss a boy, which boy would you kiss?
And it's especially funny if he times it so Bill's coming off of a bad loss and he's beat up and he's sweaty and he's tired and he goes, Bill, can we get a word? Can we get a word?
Or it's like you have two people fight, like in faction fighting. They're having an active argument, and Dustin comes up and is like, I'm just doing a little backstage poll. If you could kiss a boy, what boy would you kiss?
And they're so heated. They're like in kissing pose already. And then they stop and they're like, what do you mean had to kiss a boy? Like if I had to? And then they're like, is it a passionate kiss?
You get to kiss a boy. You get to kiss a boy.
Listen, Dustin, what can we say? There's a reason.
You're a perfect man.
You're perfect man.
Before the Big Bill can even answer, Dustin's like, mine's Sonata.
Yeah, Dustin, everybody knows. You say it on every episode. Oh, you've said it on every episode of Dynamite for the past 3 months. Everybody knows.
And then in his last segment, he's like, yeah, I had to go to Japan and I saw Sonata, and I think he knows about my segment because he looked pretty uncomfortable and then he wouldn't talk to me.
This last part is for the poppin' dogs heads.
Yeah. The poppin' dogs heads, yeah. Dustin, you're an aspirational king. You are you're the patron saint of our podcast.
We miss you so much.
We miss you. We miss you. We love you. You're on the level. You can just come kiss someone. Okay, you don't have to be tweeting like, what do you want Tony Khan to see it and be like, Dustin, do you want to come on TV and kiss a boy? Like you can go to his office, suggest what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, you know?
This is exactly how a mother does talk to like a son. Like, what would happen if you just called Tony Khan up?
Kate, can I pitch something? Can I hit you with a little pitch?
Special backstage segment.
No, I did not get that ankle surgery, but I'm wondering if I just come on TV, make a passionate plea for hornier, more general horniness among the men, and then maybe I kiss a boy.
Yeah, tongue kiss right on Dynamite, not a problem.
Tony's like, okay, I've heard this one from you before.
It's like, Dustin, I can't keep hearing this pitch like every month. This will never be on AEW television.
Just like, well, you said that about me saying shit, and look what happened there.
Yeah, like a Make-A-Wish kid. His last.
God.
That was so bad.
I'll never be over it. Okay, well, thank you for our lives. Thank you for our lives.
And you know, if you weren't interested in the segment, I hope you turned it off before we started going.
I think the second that you heard Dustin Chuck Taylor tweet it, if you didn't want to hear it, you knew you could just shut this thing down.
Honestly, I feel like we lost a couple people when we started the sentence, Josh Alexander, for the 6th time.
You think some people were not willing to stay with them?
They said, I think this one's going to be a weird one.
They were like, usually the first 20 minutes is pretty normal, but not this week.
We try to keep you on your toes. I think it's been a wild and woolly couple of weeks. Last week was a little crazy. This week was a little crazy. You know what? You get what you get. And it's not 3 times a week. Fall,
know? Yes. Can be grateful for that.
There couldn't possibly be anything you wanted to talk about you didn't get a chance to talk about.
Josh Alexander.
Oh, God, yeah, let's get back in there. As a podcast, let's just look at some pictures of his veiny head together. On that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ian.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. We have a souvenir stand. You can find it at chop-tees.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network, and you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty, and as always, please come back next week.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.